guys, so we are at the very last sections of coloring, and I figured I would pop in and do our regular Q&A and see if you guys want to chat for a few minutes while I just finish up the rest of my hair. Look how blonde it came out. Look it. It's going to be so fun. And look at all the colors we got going on underneath there. I can't wait to show you guys the finished later. It's going to be awesome. And we're getting together later tonight. Don't forget, 6 p.m. to do our live winner draw for our giveaway for Keto Fit, the Sprinkle Company, and Wholesome Provisions. So I'm super, super excited. We're going to do our giveaway draw. We have 10 finalists to draw out of. So when I get home later today, I'll make a post and announce that so that everyone who's a finalist doesn't miss out. So I'm curious what you guys are up to today. Yay! It's hair did day. You're going to see my new hair tomorrow on Saturday. I'm also looking my best right now. I always look super snazzy when I get my hair done, just saying. But it's fun to share this with you guys too, because it is pretty cool what Colleen does with my hair. I'm always very impressed. She does something new and interesting every time, and it wows me. And I love being the Rainbow Princess, and I couldn't be without you, Colleen. So I'm curious if you guys have anything specific you want to chat about. I'm mostly just excited about what I've got going on the go this weekend. So if you guys are in Calgary, make sure you pop by and see me. I'm going to be at Panorama Hills at the festival and market, hanging out with Keto for All Canada. So I'm excited to meet you guys and see what this local market is all about. I have not been to one yet, so I'm super, super excited. And I think there's going to be a lot of not keto people there. So it's going to be fun meeting new people. You guys know me. I love to make new friends and meet new people. That has got to be my favorite thing to do. I literally talk to strangers in Walmart. That's how I do. My fiance says to me, do you really have to strike up conversations with people in public, or could you just, stand there like other people? No. No, I can't. I have the best conversations with people in Walmart, I'll tell you what. And he just walks away. He's like, oh, you're so embarrassing. One time at Christmas time, I was strolling through Walmart, and this lady looked so upset. She was in the middle aisle, and she looked frustrated, and I just said to her, hey, how's your day going? And she said, oh, I don't even know where to start. I'm hosting Christmas dinner, and all of my kids eat different things. All 3 of my kids have 3 different diets. And I started to giggle, and I said, is one of them keto? And she goes, yes. Yes. My middle son is keto. My oldest son is vegan, and my youngest son is carnivore. And I was like, wow, lady, you are going to have an awful lot of fun making up Christmas dinner. And that's a good mom. You know what? That's a good mama. If you love all your kids enough that you're going to figure out what to make for them, I say good job, mama. Because a lot of people are like, whatever, you eat whatever you eat. You can come into my house and eat what you get. So I always really appreciate when people are willing to go out of their way and to learn something, right? She had to learn a different recipe for each of her kids for Christmas, and I think that's absolutely amazing. And I'm kind of curious what sort of things you guys have to change and adjust when people come over. Do people eat keto at your house, or do you make other options? I'm kind of curious. At my house, when I first started keto, I did make a carb option every night, like I always did, and I just would skip it. But after 2 years now, I don't make carb dish every day for them. A couple times a week, I'll make a potato or a rice or a pasta for them. But for the most part now, they just eat the vegetable side dish that I make. And they don't complain for the most part. The last time my son wanted rice, I kept saying, "Oh yeah, I'll make it next time. Oh yeah, I'll make it next time." Until he actually took out the box and he was like, "How hard is it to make rice?" And I'm like, "Well, it's not that hard, but I don't feel like making it today. Maybe tomorrow." And after a week of asking for rice, I made him some rice. And I was like, "Don't get used to it though. Just saying." You want cauliflower rice? Sure, I love that. Why not? Oh my goodness. So I'm curious what you guys are up to the weekend. Do you have any special plans? It's finally starting to get quite hot where I live, so I think it's going to be an interesting day at the market tomorrow. I made up all my snacks yesterday, so I have my pre-packed snacks to take with me. And I think we're going to do maybe some nut chips to go with. Yesterday we did sweet flavored nuts, we did seasoned nuts, Buffalo Ranch, and some pepperoni chips. So I will be all set up to go. And I find that's much easier when I know in advance I'm going to be gone for the day. I really do like to make up my snacks in advance, because depending on where I'm going, there may or may not be any options for me. And a lot of times you think, "Oh, well, I'll be able to grab something when I'm out." And then in the moment, there isn't really a good option. So if you have an opportunity, take 5 or 10 minutes and pre-plan what you're going to bring with you. I brought those snacks with me here today too. I haven't eaten anything yet though. It's still early in the day for me. I usually eat somewhere between 2 and 3. But I brought them with me so that in case I want something to eat, I'm not stuck in a situation where I'm starving and I have to get something that isn't what I want to eat. And this has been very normal for me since I had my weight loss surgery, because when I'm hungry right now. And if I don't eat right away when I feel hungry, then I get stomach pains. And so for the last 8 years for me, I get very stressed out when I'm hungry and I need to have something to eat. Like, we will be grocery shopping and getting, all of the groceries, and I'll be starving. And pre-keto, I would stop at the till and I would grab a chocolate bar. And my fiance would say, "But it's only going to be 20 minutes till we get home and you can make something." But I couldn't wait 20 minutes. So I find that a lot of times when you're in that situation where you need something to eat now, we're a lot less picky about what we're willing to eat. And I think that being prepared is one of the best things that we can do. I will show you in a minute, when I can lean over and grab my purse, what I brought with me and the other convenient snacks that I brought with me as well. Because you don't always have time to pre-make something, but I brought with me one of my Keto Fit bars and a pack of my intact cheese. So those things are handy to have on hand at home. I don't eat them every day, but when I'm out and about, it's nice to be able to throw something like that in my purse. So I'm just going to wait for a second and then I can lean forward. That looks so cool already. Like, oh my God, I love you, girl. I love you, girl. So at the top of my bag, I threw in my intact cheese snacks. I threw in one of my Keto Fit bars, which I'm going to let you try before I leave, by the way, because it's so good. Even if you don't keto, it actually tastes really good. And then I made my pepperoni chips. And I made my sweet nuts. These ones are the Buffalo Ranch. And these, oh no! No! Did you see that? Oh no, the bag was open! Oh no, danger, Will Robinson, look at that, oh no. Oh, I suck, dude. Oh, dang it. Okay, so when you do that, make sure you close your bags better. Oh, man. And it's not even that it wasn't closed. Look, my bag ripped. Look it. Oh, dang it. Dang it. Those were not meant to be in my purse.
Now you have to go get reusable.
Whatever.
You can make your own.
I'm eating them on my purse. Don't judge me.
Pretty cool to have. That's hilarious.
Oh my god.
Like a squirrel.
Aww. At least it's not coffee. I've spilled coffee in my purse before. That's worse. But they're sticky too because they're sweet. Oh, why does my life suck so bad?
I mean, that's dramatic.
Right? Be dramatic, Tori. Oh my god, though. Like, actually, I'm sad now. That's terrible. I might have to steal a plastic bag from you to transfer them into. Oh, I'm so sad. Oh well, it's not like they fell on the floor. They're in my purse. I'm just gonna eat them out of there.
It's been in there.
Right? And this isn't even my regular everyday purse. I only ever take this purse to your house for hair dye day. So it's not dirty in there.
There we go. Alright. Alright, put your head back a bit.
Okay. So I'm going to sign out, guys, while we do this part, just because it's kind of hard for me to
no.
tip back.
I just need this for a moment. That's
okay.
Fine. You're good.
Okay.
You put your head back normally now.
I seriously can't believe I made such a big mess. Who made this big mess?
Hey.
Me?
That's so funny.
Well, that seems wrong somehow.
Ooh, last little bit.
I don't even have my kid around to, like, blame it on. What did you do?
Where's the dog?
Right? Where's the dog when you need it? Oh my god. I blame everything on my dog. I'm like, dog! Look what you made me do. Dang it. Make a big mess everywhere. Tell you what. Although Isaac's 21 now, so I can't really blame an awful lot on him anymore. It was easier when your kids are little. You still got a little kid, so you can be like, hey! You made this mess. And usually she did, because little kids do that. And also I will say that when my son was small, he used to dump stuff in my purse all of the time. But today it was me. I'm awesome. So awesome. What do you do? Well, I'm going to try to turn it so they can see kind of some of the colors. I love how blonde it came out, though. Like, I seriously can't believe that you were able to strip out that much color. That is insane.
Yeah. Use the right stuff and you do it equally.
And I can't wait.
And then we did it fast. That was good, the important part too. So it came out really nice and even, which is ideal, obviously.
Well, and this is the key to getting my hair to stay the color that it does when you do it, is the really good lightened base. And this is why when my bright colors fade down into pastels, that they're still quite true to the original shading. Like, the purple is still purple, the pink is still pink. It just fades down really nicely and evenly.
The colors that we use, the brand that we use, they fade true to colors, so it's not like you don't have to fear that your blues are going to go green anymore. You don't have to fear that your reds are going to go orange. Like, reds should go pink, blue should just go to light blue, etc., etc. Like, it's nice.
Do you have any color hold tips for people who are watching? Because everybody always asks me what you do to make my hair last so long. Because usually it doesn't. People will get temporary colors and it may last, a couple of weeks and they fade out. So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about some of the products that you use to hold in my color?
Well, it's not even about the products. You just don't wash your hair every day. Use colder water when you're washing it.
Okay.
Wait a couple days before you do a wash with shampoo and stuff.
Okay.
Because that'll just heat products like styling tools and curling irons and flat irons. They will take out the color almost immediately. It's pretty dramatic. You can see some examples of it on YouTube and stuff, where there's videos. You just hold it on there for a few seconds and you've lost half the color. So hot styling tools are insane for color. But for the most part, it's there's certain shampoos that you can get that will intensify your one specific color like you have.
Yes.
Where you can kind of keep up on it that way once it gets to a point where you would normally get it redone, but maybe you don't want to right away. Maybe you're not able to, or then it will give you kind of a temporary cover for that part that's getting a little bit lighter than you're comfortable with.
Well, and before I started wearing so multiple color, I did use the colored shampoo. And it used to be that I would wear stuff that was either a mostly purple base or a mostly blue base. So I did go out and I bought a purple shampoo and conditioner. I bought a teal shampoo and conditioner, and I bought a burgundy one. But now that we put so many different colors in my hair, I don't often use the colored shampoo anymore because it will color everything that color.
It can still work in the same way, though. If you have some other colors that are still there a little bit, you'll have a little bit of dimension instead of having, but it will
solid.
Go to mostly that one color, especially if it's light enough.
Yes. So I found, like, for example, if I have, say my hair is more purple and blue, and then I put a purple shampoo over it, the blue parts they're purple, but they're a different vibrancy of purple. It just kind of changes the shading in it. But I do like them. For in between, they're nice. Or sometimes I will touch up with my demi colors in between when I come and see you. And usually I don't do anything super complicated. Like I'll either just put purple over everything, or I'll divide it in half and last time I put purple on the top and teal on the bottom, and just to kind of tide me through a little bit in between.
There's a lot of different tricks that you can do. You can even just go out and get your own little temporary dye and just do like a once over on your own. I mean, you may not get the same intensity, but it could hold you over, or maybe you could experiment a little on your own, because they do sell them like publicly, like Manic Panic in the malls and stuff.
And I don't mind Manic Panic. I actually had somebody on TikTok ask me about Manic Panic, because that's primarily...
That's where I started.
That's where I started too. And it's primarily the color that she's using, but it's fading really fast on her. So I asked her, what she was using for her bleaching, and if she was using the Olaplex. So I recommended that she go pick up either the Olaplex brand or the Sally's.
That's the ideal. Some people use the B3. I like Olaplex, only because I haven't used much of the B3, so I obviously am partial to the one I know more.
Yes.
About, but I would love to try it.
I'm going to say about 2 summers ago, because it was 3 years ago that I started doing solid color all the way to the root. Because up until then, I was doing peekaboo highlights or just a little bit at the bottom. But the first summer that I went full on color, as soon as June hit, my hair started to fade in the heat. And that's when I went out and I bought a UV protectant. And I find that makes a huge difference for me as well. It's different than a heat protectant. Heat protectant is for when you're blow drying or curling your hair. This one is specifically for UV damage. And that one is, I think it's potion number 9, Paul Mitchell. But I went and bought some of that, and I will definitely be going and stocking up on that again before I head down to Texas. Because of the heat and the sun, it really does fade your hair quickly. But I noticed last year, I guess it was still this year because it was February, when I went to Las Vegas, I noticed that with the new Miracle Fruit Oil that I started using there, that my color didn't fade this time. Last year, when I went to Las Vegas, the 2 years before, a week in Vegas, and my hair was really, really faded. And when I went, I thought, I'm not worried about it. I can just pick up some temp color. I can run, to the drugstore, get some Manic Panic or whatever when I'm out of town. And then when I was in Vegas, I couldn't find it anywhere. And I was like, but home, you can buy Manic Panic anywhere. Mm-hmm. It's at any drugstore. It's at any Walmart. And when I was in Las Vegas, I couldn't find it anywhere. So by the end of a week, my hair was so faded, I was pretty sad.
Yeah,
I
like
was
I
pretty
wouldn't
sad.
suggest anyone go out and like lighten their own hair, but when it comes to
No.
like this color, I mean, I know people that do it with like Kool-Aid, like just have fun with it if you want.
But definitely the lightning, I would recommend you see a professional for.
Oh yeah,
There's
that could,
so
like,
much you can damage your
could
hair.
fall out.
Oh yes, and I have seen videos like that on YouTube where people are like, I bleached my own hair and I ruined it. And I watched one, and the girl, oh my god, I felt so bad for her, Colleen. She hadn't even like brushed her hair out because she was like, every time I touch it, all my hair is falling off. I don't know what to do, and it's coming out in chunks
I like
and
Fred
pieces.
Mondo.
And
He does like a lot of those. I don't know if you've watched
yes,
him,
I
but
do. I like
he does
him.
a lot of those hair like disaster videos.
Yes.
And oh my goodness,
Hairdresser
I've seen
reacts
them.
to
Yeah.
bleaching disasters. But yeah, I mean, and I won't say I've never bleached my hair myself. I have when I was in high school, and it was a bad idea. It was a bad scene, girl. I back then I had black hair, and I wore like the midnight blue black, and it was really dark, and I had a fair amount of regrowth. And I was getting ready, wait for it, for my graduation pictures. Oh my goodness. And I am so smooth. So I was trying to bleach out my black, and I ended up having to bleach it twice and then put brown over it all in one day. And I'm lucky my hairs did not all fall out. It was pretty risky. At the end, it worked out for me, but that was the last time I bleached my own hair, and I won't ever do that again. I don't mind doing my temporary colors in between, but I certainly will never risk all of my hair falling out by bleaching it myself. I am not that smooth. And really, with the bleach, I think the even application makes a difference. And I don't know if you would get as even. Well, I mean, do you bleach your own hair? Or do you have somebody do it for you?
Yeah, but I'm very meticulous.
Well, and that's
and
different.
I've
I'm
been
not.
doing it for years, so I have a lot
I
of
am
practice
not.
with it. And I've gone to actual hair school to figure out how to safely do things like that. So, I mean, yeah, I do, but I mean, it's not like I would recommend other people do that.
I never would recommend other people do
I
that.
cut
No.
my own hair.
Whenever I do that, it turns out bad. I really, really try to not do that. I have come to you a couple of times when you're like, what did you do? And I'm like, I didn't. Okay,
With
so
the
I did
cutting
that.
one time. Oh my God. That was
Okay,
a
so
lot.
yeah, it was pretty bad.
I mean, I've had people come to me like, that's what we're here for, right?
I was desperate.
things like
I was
that.
so desperate, and it was so bad. I was like, I can't make it worse. But guess what? I made it worse. Oh, Frida, my darling, I have not seen you in forever, lady. How are you? How have you been? Oh, you have a new page. That's super exciting. You have to shoot me a message, lady. It has been too long since we have chatted. I miss you. I miss you, girl. I miss you. It has been too long. So this is going to sit for, about 20 minutes?
Yeah.
And then we're going to rinse, and I got to rush home. We're on a time crunch today. But tomorrow when I'm out and about on the event, I'm going to try to get a whole bunch of really good hair pictures for you guys. And you're going to see me live tonight at 6. So Caroline says, I do my own roots when they grow out, but I've been doing my own hair since I was 17. And I think that makes a difference.
Yeah.
It makes a difference. I mean, I used to, as a teenager, I did a lot of weird things as a teenager, though. All of my ear piercings, my first set I got when I was 7. My next set I got in the 3rd grade, and the rest of my earrings were all home pierced. So this one, and the 2 at the top were done at home. And back in the day, what we used to do, is you freeze the earlobe with a piece of ice so that it doesn't hurt so bad. You boil a piercing stud, and then you pierce it with the piercing stud, and that's how I did all of my piercings. One time, I was having a fight with my best friend, and I decided I wanted to pierce my ear, and it was this hole. And I got it halfway through, and I couldn't get it out or all the way through, so I had to phone my friend. Instant makeup. Come help me pierce my ear. No, seriously, dude, the earring is hanging out there, and I can't get it all the way in. Kids are so funny. The things they fight over, and then the things they get back together over. Kids are weird. I don't even know what to tell you about that. It seemed perfectly normal when I was a child, but when I look back on it now, I think, man, we were weird. Ooh, yeah, look. Look all the pretty different colors. It's gonna be gorgeous. And then I just touched it. Hot pink, purple, teal. There's some green in there. It's gonna be so fun.
It's a bit darker, so it'll last a while. That's another thing, like when you're doing your color, you want to go like a shade or two darker than you actually want it to turn out.
As vibrant as possible, and that's what I like. We usually do, and I mean, pastels look nice. Don't get me wrong. I love it when I see other people, but they don't last. And I figure if I go with the vibrant color, it's going to eventually fade down into that pastel.
Especially when you get your hair lightened like we did today.
And it looked so blonde. So blonde. I really loved when we did that silvery gray undertone too.
Well, I mean, if you legit, like, if you keep that flippin' shampoo away from your hair, you will see that in like a week. Or, well, a week. That's ridiculous.
No.
You will see that in like a little while.
Usually my hair, about a month, 2 months, in all honesty, before my hair starts to fade down to a pastel stage. And I never used to let it get to pastel at all. As soon as it was a teeny bit faded, I would redo it. But I'm really digging the pastel shades lately. They look really nice.
Well, I don't know if your hair was like completely lightened that white either. Like, I imagine the previous lightened stages would have been more on the orange side.
Caroline has a question for you. Question for your hairdresser. How do I get rid of the dye on the edge of my hairline when I dye my hair? I use Vaseline, but I always get it on my scalp along the edges, and it takes like a week to scrub it.
Yeah, that's an interesting trick, actually. Before you wash it out, scrub your scalp. That's like the best tip, I swear. It's the weirdest thing, but if you scrub your scalp before you rinse out your color,
it'll loosen it.
It comes right off. It like rinses so that your scalp is basically clean.
Well, and I find that color lifts color. Like when I have an issue on my hairline, I will take just a little bit of that color and I rub it in as I'm doing my shampooing. I do sometimes notice when we do the really dark purple route that when I part my hair, I sometimes have a little bit of staining on my scalp.
This color is way different than like your average brown or blonde or red hair dye.
Yep.
This is not that.
Okay.
This will stay on your scalp for a little bit. This is just straight color and dye. Okay. So there's nothing you can do about this. This will stay in your scalp no matter what. I use like a toner or whatever to get it off, like around my hairline.
Okay.
Toner, astringent, anything like that. They have actually specifically out there like color remover.
And I've seen that too.
Stuff, but I mean, any like facial toner will work.
Okay, Caroline says she uses a really, really vivid red, and it does not come off. It's like a watermelon red. So I would say it's probably more like a fashion red as opposed to like a naturally red shade, in which case I would say it's probably more similar to my fashion colors in that it might just
and red is really intense. Like red, blues, they love to stain. It's just the way that they are. There's not a lot you can do to get around it. Again, like the toner to get around your hairline and just keep focusing. But I mean, if you wash it and scrub it too much, then you're just gonna fade out your color. So I mean, if you want to have an intense, vibrant, fire engine type red, then that's just something that you're going to have to live with, is like color on your scalp.
Yeah. Well, and try a toner. It can't hurt to give it a shot.
Well, especially for like around your face, right?
Yeah.
Like you want to get that off of there, and a toner should take that right off. It sucks. You might have to go at it once in that night, once in the morning kind of thing, and maybe
take a couple days.
Don't color your hair first thing in the morning with night plans, but knowing that that's going to happen. But there's some things that are just unavoidable in red, especially if like a fashion color type red will just stain anybody's. There's nobody that can get away from it. But yeah, scrubbing your scalp before you rinse it is the best way to loosen it off.
Well, and I do know a lot of people put Vaseline around their hairline to help with that. I don't usually, only because I find that if I do that, I end up missing some of these like little baby hairs.
Yeah.
And then for me, it's really noticeable when the rest of my hair is really bright, but the little baby hairs aren't. So
I'm excited. It's gonna look good.
that's gonna meld together really nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm going through.
And it's going to be more of a melding of color than like separate.
Oh yeah, it's not like
chunking.
what you're used to when we do like single strands.
Yeah.
At all. It's way different than that. But I wanted to go different. I wanted to do something different because we seem to have done like the same kind of thing the last few times, and that was just getting kind of played out. And I mean, if we're gonna
and you're so creative,
and have fun, then we may as well try something different every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, and it's easy to get stuck into the same old routine. Even with really fun, wild, colorful hair like mine, it's really easy to
like you and your
just
colors.
same old. Yes, Colleen and I debate all of the time because when I first met her, I have a very limited color wheel that I will wear.
Oddly enough,
right. I will wear dark purple. I will wear lighter shades of purple. I will wear teal, and I will wear pink. But when I first met her, I did not wear any blue. None. No blue, no green, no yellow. So I was only willing to wear teal, purple, and pink when I met Colleen. So you have expanded my color wheel considerably.
And look how much prettier it is.
Considerably.
It's going to be really nice when it rinses.
Oh, it's going to be gorgeous. So I'm going to let you guys go. We're going to rinse out pretty quick, and then I'm going to rush home and pick up Jacob, get some dinner on, and be ready to do our live draw for 6 p.m. So stay tuned, and we're going to see who gets to win the awesome prize pack. I'll see you guys later. Have an awesome day. Bye, darlings.